Between 1966 and 1996, the government of France used two pristine South Pacific coral atolls as a testing ground for nuclear weapons. It was environmental vandalism on an unthinkable scale. Greenpeace was committed to disrupting the nuclear tests, and one of their methods was sailing vessels into the exclusion zones around the blast so tests could not go ahead. It was extraordinarily brave conduct. In 1985, two French secret agents dived on the vessel Rainbow Warrior in Auckland Harbour and attached explosives to the hull. They sank the vessel and one man aboard it drowned. Let that sink in. France, supposedly a great and free republic, invaded New Zealand with secret agents and destroyed a civilian vessel, killing a crew member, all to protect their environmental vandalism. It was appalling. New Zealand responded with the biggest criminal investigation in their history, arresting two secret agents. France, in an act of further dishonour, first pretended that the agents were not involved, but eventually they admitted responsibility. They wanted the secret agents returned. From the New Zealand perspective, however, these were just violent common criminals. They were sentenced to 10 years in prison, and New Zealand wanted those sentences served. In 1986, the two countries agreed to arbitration. The arbitration report was a stinging blow for France, requiring an apology, compensation, and requiring the two agents to serve 3 years in French custody on a remote island. The French hadn't finished cheating yet, though. The agents spent 2 years on the island and then were repatriated to France on spurious medical grounds, without the necessary agreement from New Zealand. In fact, France refused permission for a plane carrying a New Zealand doctor to land. They went back in 1990 for further arbitration, where the panel concluded, clearly, these circumstances entirely fail to justify France's responsibility for the removal of Captain Prieur and from the breach of its obligations resulting from the failure to return the two officers to Hao, in the case of Major Maffar, once the reasons for their removal had disappeared. There was here a clear breach of its obligations and a breach of a material character. From this case, we learn that under some circumstances, when a nation sends agents to commit awful crimes in another nation, both the individuals and the nation can bear responsibility. And having made agreements in relation to such a situation, nations should honour those agreements.